Hi, and welcome to the Wine Bar, where I bring you bar-inspired workouts as well as wine information. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a 15-minute full-body workout, and we're going to be talking about Grenache, which is a really fun grape from southern France and Spain, but mostly southern France. So let's get started. All right, so today we're going to start with a warm-up. So I'm going to just raise my arms up and then bring them down. We're gonna take some big breaths. I'm doing like a little plie squat just to warm up our body. Get everything going. Whew. And 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna stretch to the side. I'm putting my feet directly below my hips. I'm stretching over to the left side just to get the body warmed up. Now we're gonna come back up over to the right side. All right, now some squats. So I'm gonna bring my feet a little bit farther apart. Just some easy air squats to get us started. So thank you for joining me today. I'm very excited. I've been thinking about what kind of content and what kind of wine information everyone is looking for, so I keep just going through the grapes, and then if you have any questions on any particular wine, I can always answer that as well. I've been trying to do the main varietals, and then you get more as we go. All right, 2, 1. All right, and we're just going to do a little back lunge stretch out, getting the back of our hip. I have my little BootyKicker with me, so I'm going to do a few standing exercises. I am going to be using wine bottles with switch legs, so I encourage you to also use wine bottles or light weights. We're not going to be very arm focused today, but now we're just kind of coming down and bending our legs and getting our trunk warmed up. 3, 2, 1. All right, now last thing, we're going to do a couple side stretches. So I'm going to come over to the left for a lunge, now to the right for a lunge. Really make sure that you're sinking your butt over your heel so that you're getting the maximum kind of stretch and strength in this lunge position. All right, we're going to do one more each side. So 1 and 2. All right. So for our first set, we're going to do it all standing at the bar. So if you have a little BootyKicker, great. If not, a chair or a countertop should work perfect. All right, so we're going to come to the bar. I'm going to come into first position with my feet, which means that they're slightly in a V. And now we're going to do some calf raises. So I'm just putting my hands lightly on the bar, and then I'm lifting up, right? Just lifting up, kind of getting the calf muscles nice and strengthened here. I find this one, it doesn't matter how much working out I do, anytime I do calf strengthening exercises, even like jumping jacks, my calves always feel it the next day. So I do like to work on them. So we're gonna 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we're gonna come into first position and we're gonna do some plie. So I'm gonna face you. So I have my feet in a little V, my hips are right over my feet, and then we're going to come down into a plie, and then we're going to come back up. So we're just doing little plie and back up. And when we come down, we have our knees going out, and then we come back up and make sure we squeeze everything, and our abs are in. All right, so today we're going to talk about Grenache, which is sometimes known as Garnacha in Spain. It is a relatively fruity red grape. So you can get Grenache all by itself, or you can also, it works really well as a blending grape. So it does do a lot in southern France. They use it a lot. They use it in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, which is a very well-known AOC down in southern France. And 3, 2, 1, and now we're just going to come down and we're going to keep our hips directly over our heels, and we're going to just do little plie pulses. And so my favorite type of Grenache is from high elevation. So when we say that, it means that the vineyards are really high, so they usually tend to get a lot of sun. but then it's also usually kind of windy and it doesn't stay as hot like as if a wine is grown in a valley. So when they're grown on the hills, they get a lot of sun, but then they also usually get a lot of wind and temperature shifts. So you get a little bit more acid to the wine. So I tend to like Grenache when it is in that kind of capacity. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna stay down. Our abs are still in, and we're gonna just knock our knees back, okay? So it's a very little movement, and we wanna make sure that we're all in line. We're not going forward, and then we're just bringing our knees back, right? These little knockbacks, and we're keeping our abs in tight, and we're just gonna burn out the outside of our glutes and upper legs here. So we got about 15 seconds left. And they also grow a lot of Grenache in California, also sometimes in northern Italy, but that's harder to find. And it's just an all-around fun grape if you've never had it before. 3, 2, 1. All right, so now I'm gonna come to my friend in my bar, and now we're gonna be working a little bit on our entire leg. So we're gonna come back into a lunge, and then we're gonna come up into a releve. So we're coming up. So if you want a modification, just come down and bring your leg up. Otherwise, you can come down into this kind of 90-90 leg, and then you come all the way up and bring your knee with you. So we're coming down, we're working a little cardio here, but mostly just trying to get our quads and our calves working together. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one. All right, now I'm gonna switch. So I'm gonna just switch out my legs. So I'm gonna come down into my lunge, and then I'm gonna come up into a releve. Remember, you can just come up standing if that's easier. So you come down, you come up. So we're coming down, up. So this is where a little thing to hold on to really comes in handy to help with your balance, right? So I love my little bar since I can move it around, and if you put weights on it, you can actually lean on it or pull on it and it won't fall over, which is different than some of the ones that are straight up and down. That's why it has this little V shape to it. And 3, 2, and last one. All right, whew. Legs are really working today. All right, so now we're gonna come into the upper body portion. So I'm gonna grab my wine bottles. I have 2 bottles of Grenache blend from California. So we're gonna do squats with bicep curls. So I know we've done these in some of the other videos. I like them because they kind of work everything in your body. So I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna come up, I'm doing this one. Come down into the squat. Yes, just like that. Whatever works for you. But we're just doing some squats, and we're keeping our abs in. We're squeezing everything when we come up. We're making sure we have a good grip on the weights. And we're just doing full range bicep work, right? All right, so in California, Grenache is used a lot in blends, and especially in the Sierra foothill area, which is kind of the wild west of the California mountain areas. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we're gonna do some shoulder work. So I'm gonna come into second position, and then we're gonna come down and then just come back up. So we're just coming to shoulder height. We're keeping everything in line over our, like we're going up and down a wall. And then we're just bringing everything up to shoulder height with our arms. And so there's some really interesting blends that you can find from California. Again, if you know a shop where you trust the opinions of the people who work there, I'm sure they can point out some really fun ones for you. Some of them do need a little bit of age, but it's always fun too. All right, 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right, woo! The weights are getting heavy. All right, so now we're gonna do triceps. So I'm gonna come with my feet directly below my hips. I'm gonna have a little bend to my leg, and then I'm gonna just bring my weight back to the tricep kick and then bring them forward, right? And so I'm keeping my abs in, my back is straight, you don't want any curved backs. And then we're just kicking our triceps back just to round out the arm part. And then we're gonna come down to the floor and just do a couple of quick ab movements. So it's funny because one of the winemakers I used to work with, his favorite vintage that he ever made was 2013, and that was the year my son was born. And so I made sure that I got some of the wine so that we could drink it in the future. He said it definitely needed some time. You know, now that's been 9 years, but I definitely grabbed some because that was a special year for him as well as our family. So it was very fun. All right, now 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna put the wine bottles down. All right. Woo. Give those arms a little shake out, and let's come down to the floor. So I'm gonna come down this way. We're gonna do some bicycle crunches, and then we're gonna do a quick plank hold at the end. And then I feel like we've done a good 15-minute full body workout. All right, so come down onto your back, and I'm gonna have my head in my hands, and then I'm gonna extend my legs. I'm gonna bring one leg and then the other. Standard bicycle crunch. We're just hitting the obliques, right? We want to extend and bring our elbows up to meet our knees. Woo. Got about 15 seconds left. And so I have not drank the 2013 vintage yet. I'm excited to try it. Probably try it in about 5 years. So I still have a little bit of waiting to do. 3, 2, 1. All right, good bicycles. All right, last move. We're gonna just do a standard plank for 30 seconds, right? So we're gonna get up into our nice plank position. We're gonna make sure our butt is not sticking up, which mine always is. And I'm really trying to keep this out of my shoulders. So my abs are in tight, and I'm really trying to do my best plank here, right? My best impression of a wooden plank. And we got about 8 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come down to your knees. Whew. All right, good job. I'm so glad you joined me for that workout. I feel like we got a little bit of everything. Nothing was hopefully too intense. And we hit all, the different muscles of the body. Okay, so I'm going to come up and I'm going to do a little noodle arms, right? Just to get things a little loose, kind of like in the beginning, right? Sometimes I like to come down and then come back up with getting my shoulders a little rounded and then come back down, right? And then I'm going to come into all fours and I'm going to do a cat-cow. So I'm going to make sure that everything is going up to the sky and my back is arching down, and then everything, when I'm exhaling, everything is going the opposite direction. Inhaling, cow, when exhaling into cat, which my cats love doing this position, so I love that it's called that. All right, now I'm gonna come into a forward fold. And now I'm going to go one vertebrae at a time, lifting, lifting, lifting. My shoulders come up last and roll down. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Come back with me for my next workout. I can't wait to do it again with you.